Watching a film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
Welcome back, family, crew, creeps and peeps. Today we're looking at Showdown in Little Tokyo. Dolph Lundgren, Brandon Lee. One's a warrior, one's a wise guy. They're two LA cops going after a gang of Japanese drug lords, feet first. It's kind of weird, but when you realize it's a martial arts movie, I guess it makes sense. A hoot for action fans, slick, funny, beautifully shot. Brandon Lee, that guy, that girl. Is that Tia? It's gotta be her, right? This looks weird there. A warrior and a wise guy. They're Los Angeles cops who mix punches with punchlines in a knockdown, gun down showdown in Little Tokyo. I see what they did there. Dolph Lundgren is the muscle. Sneeze. Dolph Lundgren is the muscle, an American samurai steeped in Eastern traditions. Brandon Lee, charismatic son of Bruce, is a valley dude, quote unquote, quipster with a lot of fight in him. Together they hang tough in a running battle with a lurid LA underworld of Japanese drug lords. As directed by Mark L. Lester, Commando, that battle is a frenzied comic book come to explosive life. A car is crunched into scrap metal with Lundgren and Lee inside. Buildings are reduced to toothpicks. Yakuza swordsman tries slicing the cops into sushi. How this dynamic duo takes on and flattens all comers makes for, quote, smart, fast-moving martial arts action adventure, a class act, end quote, Kevin Thomas, Los Angeles Times. Dolph Lundgren, Brandon Lee, Showdown in Little Tokyo. Also has Tia Carrere, and then the guy who played Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat. I forget his name right now. 1991. I always think this movie was like 88, 89. I don't know why I think that. I think I'm just confusing it with Legacy of Rage, one of Brandon Lee's earlier films. That's really good. This movie is so not great, but awesome. I used to watch this one a lot. Like when I was going through my Brandon Lee phase, like after The Crow came out, I started getting into movies, buying a lot of VHS. Of course, I bought Laser Mission. Bought Laser Mission, bought Legacy of Rage, The Crow, and Rapid Fire. And Rapid Fire is another film that I absolutely adore. But like, you kind of go through that 80s, mid to late 80s, early 90s, like action phase. You know, you're buying a lot of Schwarzenegger movies like Commando, stuff like that. And then you're getting like a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme. You're getting Cyborg, Kickboxer, Bloodsport, like all those movies. All those great action stars of the late 80s, early 90s. And then you have stuff like this, of course. Because there was a bunch of movies in the mid to late 80s that had a lot of martial arts elements. Because of course, right, a couple years before this, you had Big Trouble in Little China. So now you have Showdown in Little Tokyo. They related, maybe a little bit. So this is 1991. Again, you had Tia Carrere in there. So this is right before she got pretty big with Wayne's World at the time. But this was a couple years after a movie called, was it Zombie Nightmare? That she was in with Adam West and this crazy guy. He throws spaghetti at his mom, who ended up directing like Deadpool and Wolverine. What's the guy's name? Sean Levy. Yeah. So have you ever watched Mystery Science Theater 2000 and you watch Zombie Nightmare and you got the long-haired guy who's kind of a douche. He throws spaghetti at his mom. He's just acting like a jerk. That guy went on to direct like Deadpool and Wolverine. He's a fantastic director. It's just when he was an actor, he just played this crappy douchebaggy character. Nevertheless, went off on a tangent there. So I did rewatch this the other night with my dog during movie night because, well, I wanted to. But as I mentioned in another video, it's because I'd watched this a couple nights before. So as soon as I finished watching this, it put the drive in me to want to watch this. And as I explained in this video, I'll actually explain in this video. So it depends on which one you watch first, but this movie takes place at this abandoned church. And there's a scene in this movie that looks similar. Insert clips. Yeah. So they use the same set. The set, or at least the facade, the same exterior set of this movie was used as an exterior set just for one scene in this movie. Now, this isn't a fantastic movie, but it's a great movie. It's a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest it. Especially if you're going to do like a Brandon Lee marathon, just work your way up chronologically. It's pretty much the best way to go. You can probably skip Kung Fu the movie. Laser Mission you might want to skip too, but it's just kind of fun. Then again, too, think about Laser Mission. I just did a movie or a video about Escape New York, and both these have Ernest Borgnine. Everything connects. Showdown Little Tokyo. What's your favorite Dolph Lundgren movie? What's your favorite Brandon Lee movie? What's your favorite Tia Carrere movie? Let me know in the comments below. Peace.